I'm telling you, they're aliens. By Jeremy Strong. Chapter 1. What's in a name? Okay, I admit it. I worry. I worry a lot. I like worrying. If I'm not worried about anything, then that worries me. Take corners. I mean, they're nasty things. You never know what's lurking round a corner. There could be an escaped rhinoceros, a mad axe murderer, maybe even a gateway into a parallel universe. One way only. When I was 6, I made myself a really neat gadget. I got a bamboo stick and taped a mirror to the end of it, at an angle. When I walked to school, I would hold it out in front of me and take a good peek round any corners, making sure it was safe round there. Stopping at every corner did slow things down a bit though. It took hours to reach school and it drove my mum mad. It didn't take long for everyone at school to discover how worried I was either. On my very first day, when the bell started clanging for morning play, I was out of my seat in a flash and racing for the door. Fire! Fire! We're all going to die! Before Miss Drew could stop us, the whole class was panicking, leaping out of the seats, sending chairs flying, scrambling over tables to escape, and shouting and screaming and yelling for Mummy. I mean, just imagine it for yourself. A class full of 4 and 5-year-olds all trying to save themselves from a non-existent inferno. Miss Drew was mown down by a pack of terrified infants, and it was only the appearance of the head teacher, backed up by the caretaker, the secretary, and 3 dinner ladies that stopped a tidal wave of teeny toddlers engulfing the school. Somehow they managed to round us up and calm us down, although the head teacher did have to climb up a ladder to pluck me from a tree I'd zoomed up for safety. The extraordinary thing was that nobody was cross with me. They seemed to think it was an easy mistake to make. The trouble was, and still is, that I do worry. I just have this feeling that won't go away, a feeling that some kind of disaster is out there waiting to happen to me. I'm 11 now, and I still worry, and I still use my mirror stick when I think nobody is looking. At school, they think I'm weird. They aren't nasty or anything, although they do laugh at me and they don't usually want to play with me. I could count the number of friends I have on one hand with no fingers held up. In other words, 0. You see, it's not just the worrying, it's the other things, like my name. Robert Smith, that's me. I know what you're thinking. What's wrong with Robert Smith? Okay then, try this out for size. Robert Wolfgang Amadeus Smith. That's right, Wolfgang Amadeus. My parents like classical music. Their favourite composer is Mozart, so they gave me his name. Nice one, Mum. Nice one, Dad. I really love you too. I'll tell you one thing. When I grow up, if I survive that long, I will not, and that's a capital not, give my children any daft names like Wolfgang Amadeus. And there's something else too. I'm the only boy in my class learning the violin. Well, it was Mum and Dad's idea. I think they are secretly hoping that I will turn into a real Wolfgang Amadeus, although I don't really fancy turning into somebody who's been dead for more than 200 years. For a start, Mozart wore a wig and knickerbockers and stockings. Can you imagine me turning up at school dressed like that? I don't think so. To tell you the truth, I do like playing the violin. It's just that most of the boys in my class seem to find it amusing. They think I'm different, but we're all different really, aren't we? I mean, we all have funny little things that we do or like. Things we don't never dare tell anyone in case they laugh at us or think we're stupid. So we keep very quiet and hope they never find out. I used to know a boy who never put just one piece of rubbish into the rubbish bin. He always put in 2 pieces so that the 2 pieces could talk to each other and wouldn't get lonely. My problem is that a violin case is a bit obvious. It attracts attention and you can't pretend it's anything else. If people come up to you and say, "Hey, is that a violin you're carrying?" you can hardly say, "Oh, no, it's a collapsible mountain bike." As you can tell, I do have a few problems, and the problems are mostly with me, myself. There's not much I can do about that. I can't suddenly stop liking music, or stop worrying for that matter. I can't just change myself. This is how I am, but I do have things that help me get by. One of the best is a brilliant CD-ROM that I use all the time on my computer. It's called Your Horoscope for the Next 50 Years. It tells me what to expect every day, which can be very worrying. You spend the rest of the day waiting for dreadful things to happen. Last Tuesday was pretty embarrassing. I went through the astrological predictions for the day on the computer, and it said the world might end at 23 minutes past 11 because an asteroid was going to smash into the planet Earth. Mind you, it did give a horoscope for the next day and the day after that and the day after that, which is a bit weird when you think about it. I mean, if the world's just been destroyed by an asteroid, you can hardly have a future, can you? I warned everyone at school, and would they listen? Of course not. At 22 minutes past 11, we were in the middle of maths and I climbed underneath my desk. Everyone ignored me. They always do, even Mrs. Ashworth, who teaches me now. She just rolled her eyes and let me get on with it. They're used to it, you see. 23 minutes past 11 arrived, but the asteroid didn't. I gave it another 5 minutes in case the classroom clock was fast and then crawled out, sat on my seat and got on with my maths. Nobody said a word. Want to know what they call me at school? Chicken Lickin'. I'm sure you're familiar with the story of Chicken Lickin'. Chicken Lickin' is, guess what? A chicken. One day he is asleep beneath an oak tree and an acorn falls on his head. He jumps up terribly worried because he thinks the sky is falling down. He goes racing round the countryside telling all the other animals, "The sky's falling down! The sky's falling down! We're all gonna die!" Soon everyone is rushing about, convinced that they're going to perish because the sky is collapsing. Does it remind you of anything? Like my first day at school and the bell going off? I remember the afternoon Miss Drew read the story of Chicken Lickin' to the class, and everyone, and I mean everyone, turned and stared at me. It was instant recognition. They've called me Chicken Lickin' ever since. They all think I'm a complete waste of space. And then the aliens came.